Hi everyone, Dr. Po, podiatrist for over 35 years, as many of you know that have been following. Today I wanted to talk to you about the 4 signs that you need new running shoes. So these things might seem obvious, but they're not. Number 1, you're wearing the wrong shoe for the activity. Number 2, you're experiencing pain every time you run. Number 3, blistering. And number 4, the soles are worn. So these are the 4 signs. So we're going to talk a little bit about each. Number 1, you're wearing the wrong shoe for an activity. So if you look at a typical shoe, they're designed for a specific purpose. If you want a shoe that's labeled a running shoe means that there is quick release of the heel and there's quick toe off. So it allows you to sprint, to pull off of the shoe, to run faster. That's why you run with a running shoe and you don't run with a court shoe. So there's a reason why it's labeled that way. Normally it has a light, most shoes now have a very light base. The trend is to be a lighter base. It normally has a wider base. If you can see here, the base is wider than the shoe, and it normally has a wider toe box. All of those are so that you use the entire heel and in the entire forefoot to spring off no matter which way you run, whether you run with full heel to toe contact or you come off of your midfoot, same thing. Usually it's a wider base, it's feather light, and that's what makes a running shoe. Number 2, if you're feeling pain every time you run, it is the shoe. There could be multiple other issues involved, your running surface, your musculature being stretched out. But if it's happening every time you run, look at your shoe. Your shoe, if it wobbles, that means if you put it on a flat surface and you hit the back, the shoe's doing this. It's wobbling. No shoe should ever wobble. Look at that shoe. The other thing is abnormal wear. So a lot of shoes, when you look at the back, like this is a brand new shoe, you could see the inner part and the outer part of the heel look the same. If your outer part is way more worn down than the inner part, that's actually what causes the wobble, and that is abnormal, and you want to change that. The shoe also might not provide enough shock absorption. You can go to a podiatrist to see what you can do. We often add shock absorption through the orthotic, and that helps a lot of patients prevent shin splints, prevent knee pain, prevent hip pain. So if the shoe looks okay, then look at the insole. Number 2, blisters. You should never have blisters. When comments are made that, oh, you will always blister, blistering is normal, there's nothing normal about blistering. Blistering means there's abnormal wear. You're either moving too much within the shoe, meaning your heel is riding up and down in the shoe, you're not laced tight enough. Your insole, your shoe, and your foot should feel like one unit, no movement. If there's no movement between those parts, you're not going to blister. Number 2, I always recommend powder in the socks. Powder prevents blisters. So preventative is always better for a blister. So it should never blister. The shoes may be also too old. Again, check them. And they should keep up with the mileage. That's a big thing. When you increase from a 5K to a 10K to a marathon, that shoe has to keep up with your mileage. So you need to check your shoe every time you increase mileage by that much. We recommend every 5 to 7 miles, check your shoe. Number 4, soles are worn. So when people look at their sole, like look at the sole of this shoe. This obviously is a brand new shoe. There's no wear and tear. But the wear and tear should be even on a shoe. If it wobbles, again, wobbling, that means there's abnormal tread wear. Most treads are made to last the longest. So that's not the first thing you should check. That's the last thing you should check. So if they don't grip the ground, if every time you have a little bit of rain on the ground, you feel like you're slipping, not good. You want a deeper tread. Also, going back to the tread is designed for cushion as well. So if you feel like when you're running it feels like a lead block, this is not the cushioning that you need. You need to try out other running shoes. So tread wear, the depth of your tread, and that it's gripping well. So just in review, 4 signs you need new running shoes. You're wearing the wrong shoe for the mileage or the activity. You're experiencing pain every time you run, blisters, and abnormal tread wear. Hope that helps.